Hey folks, Budget RC here, and we've got another upgrade video for you. Today we've got the 9118 back, and I've been debating whether or not I was going to do any more upgrades to this. It's an inexpensive vehicle. It's more of a toy grade than a hobby grade, so I didn't know if I really wanted to do anything to it. But then I saw on Amazon that this vehicle right now is selling for about $30. $30 for a functional RC that doesn't break immediately, I think, is a great deal, and it kind of made me think that maybe there's some reason to do this upgrade anyway. If you can get one of these for $30 and just do a couple of cheap upgrades to improve it, you still can end up with a vehicle that's very cheap, but performs reasonably well. If you watch my review video, one of my biggest complaints about this was just that it really didn't drive well. It was very difficult to control. It spun out a lot. And the reasons for that were twofold. One was that the diff was very, very stiff, and the other one was just that the tires were quite poor. I've got a video that takes you through the rear diff modification that helps eliminate all of the drag that the diff has. It really just boils down to taking it apart and sanding some of the contact points away. Once you do that, the diff works real well. The other issue that contributed to the poor handling was the tires. These are the tires that came on it. Even though they call this a rally car, this is really a street tire. There's no foams in it, and they don't grip, especially on any kind of dirt, but even on pavement they just don't grip. So I fooled around. I tried some different things. I've got some buggy tires from that BZ 444 in the background. These tires had good grip until they went bald, and that really only took a pack or two. But I threw them on here just to see how they would work, and the vehicle speed was higher because of the taller tire size, but the handling and control really wasn't any better. Certainly in dirt with bald tires you're not going to get much, but even on the pavement it just didn't do what it needed to. So what I did was I went on eBay, and for $10 I bought this set of 10 scale rally tires. And they have a real aggressive tread pattern, as you can see, and they've got foams, and they're really a very soft, compliant tire, much better than I expected for $10. And if you look at the size, they're just a little bit bigger than the rally tires that came on it. So in addition to trying out the new wheels and tires that I've installed, another thing that I want to do is try a 3S LiPo on here. I've wired up this adapter because originally I soldered a JST plug to the speed control, because that's what my 2S battery packs used. So for now I've just soldered up this little adapter. When I bought these adapters, this wire gauge is a lot smaller than I had expected, so we're probably going to end up melting it. But I just want to see how this thing works on 3S. If it works decently and it's more fun to drive, I think what I'll do is wire an XT60 in place of this JST, and then I'll do an adapter for using the 2S. But this will be good enough just to try it. So now we're going to do some running footage to show how the new tires and how the 3S works out. Alright, so now we've got the new tires and we're on 2S. Alright guys, so we're back now. We've got the new tires, and I threw one of my 3S batteries in here, and I already ran into a problem. Either the servo or the controller doesn't like the higher voltage, and I still have forward and back, but I've lost my steering. So this is going to be a pretty rough test. Here we go. Here we go. Alright guys, I just wanted to give a little bit of an update before I finish the video. I got my adapter made, and the good news is the adapter held up to 3S and it didn't melt, even though that the wires on the adapter that I used are just too small of a gauge. The bad news is that something else did burn up. As you can see right now, I've got the speed control out and I've got it unhooked from the servo. As soon as I hooked up 3S, I lost the steering. The throttle still worked, but the vehicle didn't steer, which is why if you're still watching, you just saw me try to drive this on 3S with no steering. So I've got to do a little bit more digging. I'll do a follow-up video once I determine what the problem was. My hope is that it's the speed control, not the servo. I don't know why. They probably both cost about the same. I did notice, I looked up the 9115 speed control. The 9115, it does come with a 9.6 volt lithium ion battery, and a lot of people have run it successfully on 3S. I looked it up, and the speed control is different. Looking at the pictures, the layout of components is a little bit different. There's more stuff on the 9115 speed control, and my guess is that it's some sort of a voltage limiter or a BEC for the power that it feeds to the servo. So that being said, I still don't know if I ruined the speed control or the servo, but either way, something's not working, and so I've got to do a little bit of diagnostics. So for those of you that have or were thinking about the 9118 rally car like I have here, just be mindful that because it's not the same setup as the 9115, which comes with a higher voltage battery, that 3S just absolutely cannot happen on this vehicle unless you're willing to upgrade, most likely, the speed control. That said, I did drive it a little bit on 3S just to see how it felt. I couldn't control it because I couldn't steer it, but it had a lot more power. It definitely was more fun. And so far, these tires have impressed me. I'm quite happy with these tires. They're a fairly soft rubber, and the grip is much better than what we had with these original tires. And the size being a little bit bigger, the vehicle I think is also a little bit faster. So overall, this was a mixed outcome, but fun just the same. Sometimes it's fun to tear up your stuff. So hopefully somebody learned something from this, and I encourage anyone that has a vehicle on this platform to stay tuned. I'm not done with this vehicle. I'm going to get it up and running again and see what else I can do with it. So until next time, this is Budget RC, and I hope you guys enjoyed.